So good morning everyone. So I am gonna continue the report of Mr. Sally and Miss Guntinya. So let us start now. So according to TAI 2007, it uh, it defines the following cardinal rules in planning and implementing authentic assessments. So here is the first one: determining the skills and achievement that the pupils will develop. So to ensure that the assessment is valid, it should always be grounded on the curriculum standards and learning competencies. So it can be determined using the curriculum guide provided by the Department of Education. So next, elaborating the tasks that the pupils will use to demonstrate their skills and achievements. So the success of any assessment activities may be formative or summative. So depends on the intended goals and outcomes. So communicating the goals to pupils must be norms for them to guide themselves in whatever activities or performance they will have to do. Finally, the teachers must also process the outcomes in any activities for pupils to see the reasons why they had undergo such activities. So next, determining the communicating scoring rubrics for evaluation. So in every activities that the pupils have to do, they must be guided by how they will be graded. For this reason, they will know which part of the performance or project they have to put more weight or emphasis on. So this is very important for the students to know whether to focus on something or to improve something in their activities. So next, identifying proofs for supporting decisions. So if possible, the teachers in basic education must always elaborate on why the pupils intended to do if the scores. In doing so, the teachers should have with them pieces of evidence that would help them communicate to their pupils success and lapses. So this is very important. So in assessment, this is very important, no? So when when we are doing an assessments in our students, so it is very um, important to communicate to the students if there are successes in their activities or some lapses in order for them to improve themselves in the near future. So next, improving educational and instructional programs. So finally, authentic assessment must always address the improvement of education outcomes. To achieve this, the teacher should have a strong background on how authentic assessment work and how to properly align the performance or activities with the standards and objectives. So if you're a teacher, if you are doing an assessment to your authentic assessment to your pupils, it is very important that you have a background on this kind of assessment, because it is very important to know this authentic assessment in order for us to determine whether the students are really learning with within the classrooms. So next, so we are talking about the strengths of authentic assessment. So here are the strengths of authentic assessment. So authentic assessment are direct measures. So the main idea behind authentic assessment is for the pupils to use in real life what they have learned inside the classrooms by immersing the pupils through various authentic tasks. they are not only achieving the objectives but also gaining authentic learning that are useful when they go out of schools. This is why authentic assessment, when properly implemented, directly measuring learning. So when authentic assessment, it is very important to teach for the children, for the pupils, in order for them um, to improve in their life. So for their near future, they can relate to the real, they can relate their learnings to the real life situation. So this is very important when you are a teacher. So next, authentic assessment captures the constructive nature of learning. So educate as reflected in the into the K to 12 curriculum. Social studies education must be constructivist in nature, where the pupils are not passive receiver of knowledge but rather the creator and developer of skills. Thus, authentic assessment could properly address these demands by implementing test performance that are performance based in nature. So as the K to 12 curriculum said, that it is very important for the students to be constructivist. It is, we should not let the students be passive receiver of knowledge, rather to be the creator and developer of skills. So this is very important. Authentic assessment is very important to enhance the skills of the students, for them to be a better version of themselves when they are not in schools. They can relate their learnings into their real life situations. So next, authentic assessment integrate teaching, learning, and assessment. So this model is possible to combine teaching, learning and assessment while the pupils are evaluated in performing a specific task. Teaching and learning may take place at the same time. So this encourage the development of wide range of skills such as problem solving and decision making skills. So next, authentic assessment provides multiple paths to demonstration. So there are various ways for the pupils to demonstrate how much they have learned. Moreover, the pupils may also have the freedom to choose how they will showcase their extent of learnings. In similar context, authentic assessment also multiple intelligence by allowing the pupils to perform at their most comfortable skills. So as we all know, we have multiple intelligences. Actually, we have 9. So we cannot say that the students are stupid. Maybe they are not just comfortable with their with the task that they have given to. So some of us may be lacking at intellectual capacity towards reading or speaking in English, but some of the students are more active in dancing or singing. So we cannot say that the students is stupid, but we can have an inclusive activity wherein they can showcase their comfortable skills. So let us proceed to the next one. So we have the limitations. So the first one is subjectivity in scoring. So with this kind of assessment, it is unavoidable that the teachers are already have preconceived ideas about their pupils. This kind of preconception tends to result in biased evaluation results. Hence, the teacher are advised to create their own ways to remove, or if not minimize, the preconceptions of pupils' strengths and weaknesses. So next, costliness. So the pupils in the 21st century tend to increase their competitiveness towards attaining learning outcomes. So as I've observed, nowadays in their generation, a lot of students are competitive, especially in the parents of these students. Some parents will do everything just to have just to have a higher grades for their children. So this means that performing authentic tasks, the pupils may produce materials that would help them achieve higher scores. So as I've said, that some of the parents of these students nowadays that they will do everything just to have their child to have a higher scores. So to avoid this then, teachers must clearly explain the criteria in scoring rubrics for them to focus on the criteria that have the heavier weight. So next, limits limit skills and knowledge that are assessed. Another limitations of authentic assessment is that it only focuses on what is required due to the demands of performance. The pupils may only address few learning competencies required the curriculum guide, which bring us to the next limitations. So the next limitation is time constraints. It is apparent that when the perform, they should also be given enough time to consolidate their concepts and practice. So if if as a teacher, if you are going to give a task to the students, you should also give an ample time for the students to practice and consolidate their concepts. So in this light, it costs not on financial resources but also instructional time. Moreover, this kind of time issue also extend at home, leaving the pupils restless. So it is very important to have to give the students an ample time for them to also take rest, because it is very stressful when the students is pressured by their tasks. So it reflects on their performance also if they don't have the ample time to do the task. Their performance is not too good. So it is very important to give them ample time to make the task. So these limitations are the strengths of traditional assessments, such as it is better to employ both in order to comprehensively assess learning progress in the pupils. So finally, one needs to remember that the teachers must exercise their professional judgment in carrying authentic assessments, providing enough opportunities for the pupils to practice and redo their works whenever necessary so that they can reach their learning targets with the least amount of pressure. So it is very important to provide them enough opportunities for the pupils to practice and redo also their works, to improve their works, for them to learn more. Sometimes the teacher do not if the teachers do not give them ample time, so it reflects also to their performance or their activity that they have done. So sometimes I have observed that if the teachers do not give ample time to the students when they are given a task, they do poorly on their activities. So it is very important to give them ample time to practice and we learn everything that they learn, so they can target the learning objectives or the learning competencies that they should learn. And so next one, experience. Physical education and health in terms of their nature tend to learn more on authentic assessment. So as we all know that physical education tend to learn more in authentic assessment. It displays KSAS can be measured appropriately with the use of performance simulation and the likes of it. So it is very important. So in physical education and health, authentic assessment plays a vital role in assessing students. So in physical education, sometimes we don't just write, we do it, we demonstrate it to the pupils, so they can also demonstrate it in front of everyone, so they can perfectly learn everything, not just by looking to the teachers, but also they are doing it, so they can relate it to their real life situation. So authentic assessment is also very important in physical education and health, in assessing their learnings. And that's all. Thank you. Bye bye.